As many have had the pleasure of being on site, we're sitting in Brazil, Salvador, 340 kilometers over to the east. Jacobina, sitting here. Here's a bit of a regional geology map. It's worth noting the pink on the west side is the basement rock, which is the older rock there, and then we're sandwiched right in between. 60,000 hectares of concessions over 155 kilometer strike from sort of the base up to the north, and we see these conglomerate packages outcropping along the strike of this of the tenements, which certainly is an exploration target for the future. You'll see the bedding planes all striking that sort of north-south direction, and the basement rocks over to the west here. Here's a bit more of a detailed view of the local regional geology, and really those red conglomerates is what we're looking for. The green being the intrusives. These rocks have been cooked. They're very old, 2.4 to 3 billion years old, and it's a paleoplacer deposit. So the mineralization is within these quartz conglomerates and within the matrix. Imagine that this was a big stream system and depositing gold way back billions of years ago. So we're across a 10-kilometer north, being over here, and south, Jacobina Sul, and we've got lots of different mining centers along, all connected by underground galleries and development. Here we've got the resource shapes sitting on top of those, and we're going to sort of flip and look west. Underneath, you'll see the dark traces, which is the drilling, and that's been happening along the strike of all of these different deposits. Canaveras, which has been the mainstay, and higher grade up to the north. We're going to fade those out, and we're going to look at just at the infrastructure, and then this is the life of mine stopes, which has created that resource that was released mid-year last year in 2023, and we really like this slide because this shows the development of drilling and each of the different countries, from Anglo American and Williams Resources, and then Yamana took it over in 26 almost, and then they really started to ramp up the drilling, and the drilling is on the left-hand side there, up to sort of 120,000 meters a year. And of course, as the productions come up, they've increased the resource base to where we are now at 3 million ounces of gold as reserve, with a fairly good measured and indicated resource and inferred. And now if we just look at the additions, and looking down here, we've got 3 million for reserves. There's been 2.2 million ounces from 2027 added, and they've produced 1 million, and hence that constant increase in reserve base over the years with that drilling, which is really, really important. So back to the life of mine, we're now going to focus in on Jacobina Sul, which has really was defined early on just with a couple of drill holes, and we're going to show within the next section of the video is how we increase that confidence and how we've been able to build that reserve resource base. Underground connectivity, Jacobina Sul, we also released in the recent press release last night. We're going to zoom into really, as I mentioned, the development of these conglomerates and the reserve as it builds out. Again, sporadic drilling across this in the south, then 2019, 2020, and it just, as we infill and increase the drill confidence here, we get to a point where we add resources on around an 80 by 80 meters drill spacing. And 24, we have the current drill program, 13,000 meters. Here's some of the highlights through here. You'll see multiple intercepts because we're hitting multiple conglomerates, and we're going to show you a section in a minute on that. And so, we're sitting at as we increase that drill spacing, we increase the resource and the confidence. As it sits in the recent 2023 at over 300,000 indicated and over 700,000 ounces in inferred resource. So as you saw that increase in drilling over the years, and really these packages across this 10, 14 kilometer with these conglomerates really gives us an idea of you know, the potential that sits here. And this is all open down dip as well. This is the plan for 24, and we'll spin it round and really just show the down dip extensions are all open and a cross section to finish with, which really shows how these red conglomerate packages are all stacked up together. So we're able to go through and multiple hit these packages. So Jebel Sul, really great in terms of adding additional reserves and additional resources and reserves, and that's going to go into the mine plan certainly for the future. That's south of the main mine itself, and so the exploration and trying to find new areas like Jebel Sul for the future really started to target the Maracota zone. Again, these results were released last night, and it's sitting to the west of Canaveras. So sometimes when you see sections and you see all of these stopes here, we're really behind this, and that's certainly been the target of exploration in 24. So we're now going to, again, this is the Maracota sitting over to the west of Canaveras, and this is where the target has been. And we have been building on historic drilling. Certainly from additional drilling just happened over the years, and really it was taking that drilling and 22 just starting to again infill, and then we get to a point where we become confident, and certainly the 24 have shown us good results, which we released in the press release last night. Nearly 3 meters at 5.8. Remember that the reserve grade is 2 grams, so anything excess of 2 grams is looking pretty good for us, and some great results. And in gray, you'll see the historic. So, this is a 2 kilometer length if we're looking west, and there's some historic stuff at 2.4 at nearly 12 grams, and over here looking at 1.8 at nearly 10 grams. That's for us is all open, and certainly that infill drilling will start to add resources in this mid-year update for 24. And again, just kind of projecting where we see the future. It's open to the north as well, where there is another series of deposits, which as we build out and the mine infrastructure follows this, allows us to get in there and drill. The 2024 drill program, infill drilling, of course, and we're going to flip around and again, show you one of these sections where we see these reefs stacked up against each other, which is certainly what we like to see. So as Steve was mentioning, Jacobina, from an exploration point of view, it's open down dip, it's open along strike, and we look forward to continue exploring in the future. Thank you.